Most men are controlled by their emotions, and they don't even realize it. One text can ruin their mood. One woman pulling away can make them anxious. One setback can destroy their discipline. One opinion can shake their confidence. One argument can hijack their entire identity. Weak men get dragged by every feeling that passes through them. Strong men don't, because strong men master the one skill that separates the ones who rise from the ones who crumble. Emotional detachment. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It doesn't mean you become cold, numb, or heartless. It means you stop letting your emotions dictate your behavior, your decisions, and your self-worth. It means you stop reacting and start choosing. It means you stay calm when others panic. You stay grounded when others get triggered. You stay logical when others drown in their feelings. A man who is emotionally detached is dangerous because he can't be manipulated by guilt, fear, temptation, rejection, or chaos. Women respect him. Men follow him. Opportunities gravitate toward him, and life hits him differently because nothing shakes his internal world. Most men lose themselves in emotions that don't deserve that much power. They attach to people who don't value them. They chase things they should walk away from. They invest energy into situations that drain them. They act out of insecurity instead of intention. Detachment changes all of that. With emotional detachment, you become the man who walks away when standards are broken, responds instead of reacts, stays calm when tested, refuses to be pulled into drama, thinks clearly under pressure, protects his peace no matter who tries to disrupt it. It is the skill that changes how you see yourself, how you move, and how the world responds to you. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what emotional detachment really is, how it protects you, and how to build it into your identity without losing your humanity or becoming cold. Let's get into it. Most men think emotional detachment means shutting down, acting cold, pretending not to care, or walking around like a numb robot. That's not detachment. That's avoidance. That's emotional weakness disguised as strength. Real emotional detachment is the opposite. It's complete control over your inner world. It's the ability to feel emotions without being ruled by them. It's the discipline to act from logic instead of impulse. It's the clarity to choose your response instead of reacting like everyone else. Detached men don't suppress emotions. They master them. They don't run from feelings. They don't serve them. Detachment is the skill that turns you from a boy into a man, because boys react. Men respond. A boy gets triggered. A man stays steady. A boy panics when emotions rise. A man observes, processes, and acts with intention. A boy chases approval. A man stands on his standards. A boy fears rejection. A man sees it as redirection. Emotional detachment lets you walk through chaos without becoming chaotic. It lets you deal with disrespect without losing your frame. It lets you handle tests from women without breaking composure. It lets you face setbacks without drowning in self-pity. Most importantly, detachment gives you freedom. Freedom from the need for external validation, the urge to react instantly, the anxiety that comes from uncertainty, the pressure to please or impress people, the emotional swings that drain discipline. When you are detached, you're no longer a slave to outcomes. You stop begging the world to go your way. You stop trying to control people. You stop fearing loss. Because detachment teaches you the one truth that frees every man. You can only control your actions, not the outcome. You can show up with discipline, but you can't force success. You can treat a woman right, but you can't force loyalty. You can respect someone, but you can't force them to value you. You can give effort, but you can't force a result. Detachment removes the illusion of control and gives you the one thing you can always control: yourself. It's why detached men are calm under pressure. It's why they don't chase women. It's why they don't crumble when someone pulls away. It's why they don't get emotionally manipulated. It's why they don't fold when life becomes unpredictable. Detachment doesn't strip you of emotion. It strips emotion of its power over you. This is why strong men master it. Because once you control your inner world, the outer world has nothing left to use against you. Emotional detachment is not about caring less. It's about not collapsing when things don't go your way. It's the difference between a man who is easily manipulated and a man no one can control. When you're emotionally attached to outcomes, people hold power over you. When you're emotionally detached, you hold power over yourself, and that changes everything. Let's break down exactly how detachment protects you. 1. In relationships. Detachment stops you from chasing, begging, and losing yourself. Most men don't lose women because they're not good enough. They lose women because they become too emotionally reactive. She pulls away. He panics. She tests him. He over-explains. She acts distant. He chases. She gives attitude. He apologizes. She sets a boundary. He abandons his own. This is how a man destroys attraction without realizing it. Emotional detachment fixes all of it. When you're detached, her mood doesn't control yours. Her pullbacks don't make you insecure. Her attention doesn't dictate your worth. Her silence doesn't send you spiraling. Her tests don't shake your frame. You stop acting out of fear, and you start acting out of standards. Instead of reacting to her inconsistency, you respond from stability. Instead of chasing approval, you hold your ground. Detached men don't get walked over because they don't abandon themselves to keep someone else. Women respect that energy. They test it, but they respect it. 2. At work, detachment makes you calm, sharp, and impossible to rattle. Weak men fold in high-pressure environments because they let stress hijack their mind. They get overwhelmed. They get emotional. They get intimidated. They get reactive. Emotional detachment turns pressure into clarity. You become the guy who stays calm when everyone else panics, thinks logically under stress, makes decisions without ego, handles criticism without crumbling, isn't afraid to walk away from disrespect, can't be manipulated by fear or urgency. Detached men are the ones who get promoted, trusted, and respected because they're not driven by insecurity or emotional volatility. People follow the man who can stay centered when things get chaotic. 3. With friends, family, and social circles, detachment saves you from drama. Most people thrive on emotional chaos, arguments, gossip, passive-aggressive comments, emotional outbursts, manipulative behavior, hidden expectations. A man without detachment gets dragged into every storm. He reacts. He gets pulled in. He defends himself. He explains. He tries to fix everyone. A detached man does none of that. He observes. He stays calm. He doesn't get baited. He doesn't defend himself unnecessarily. He responds when needed and stays silent when not. He sets clear boundaries. He withdraws when the environment becomes toxic. People who thrive off chaos always hate the detached man because they can't control him. But the people who value maturity notice it instantly. 4. In life, detachment makes you unshakable. Life hits every man. Pain, loss, rejection, financial setbacks, failure, disappointment, uncertainty, death, heartbreak. Most men break under the weight of these things because they attach their identity to everything that happens. Detached men experience the same pain, but they stay grounded through it. Not cold, not numb, not emotionless, just unmoved at the core. Detachment gives you the ability to suffer without losing direction, fail without losing confidence, be rejected without losing self-worth, start over without falling apart, let go without falling into depression, stay disciplined no matter what life throws at you. It's not that detached men don't feel emotions. They just don't get swallowed by them, and that makes them powerful. Because in a world where everyone is reactive, emotional, insecure, and unstable, the man who stays calm becomes the man everyone looks to. Most men try to build detachment the wrong way. They shut down, pretend they don't care, numb themselves, or avoid connection altogether. All that does is turn you into a man who's alive on the outside and dead on the inside. Real emotional detachment is not suppression. It's self-mastery. It's the ability to feel deeply without being controlled by anything you feel. Here's how to build that the right way. 1. Build a strong identity. So your emotions don't define you. Attachment comes from insecurity. Detachment comes from identity. When you don't know who you are, you attach to reactions, validation, other people's approval, relationships, outcomes, emotions. You need a core identity that doesn't shift every time your feelings do. You build this through discipline, routine, standards, boundaries, purpose, integrity, consistent self-respect. The stronger your identity, the less anything external can shake you. 2. Slow down your nervous system. Calmness is the root of detachment. Most men aren't emotional. They're overstimulated. They react fast because their nervous system fires too quickly. A reactive system cannot detach. It panics. To build detachment, you need slower breathing, deeper breaths, intentional pauses, stillness, reduced stimulation, controlled responses. 1 second of pause changes your entire life. It turns an emotional reaction into a logical decision. Calmness is the birthplace of emotional strength. 3. Stop over-investing emotionally too early. Attachment forms when you start giving energy to someone you don't actually know. Men become emotionally unstable because they invest before verifying. You get excited too soon. You expect too much too early. You rely on someone you haven't built trust with. You fantasize instead of observing. You commit before they've earned it. Detachment is about pacing your investment. You don't suppress your feelings. You control the speed at which you give them. That alone prevents 90% of emotional chaos. 4. Master expectation control. Expectation is where most emotional pain comes from. You expect her to be consistent. You expect life to go smoothly. You expect people to act like you do. You expect outcomes you haven't earned. You expect stability in places you haven't built it. Expectations create disappointment. Detachment creates clarity. Detach by replacing expectations with standards. You don't expect people to be loyal. You choose loyal people. You don't expect women to stay. You choose women who match your energy. You don't expect outcomes. You prepare for them. You don't expect respect. You demand it through behavior. Detach from fantasy. Attach to reality. 5. Stop reacting. Start observing. You become emotionally detached the moment you realize not everything needs a reaction. Most situations don't require anger, panic, overthinking, explanation, emotional vomiting, proving your point, defending yourself, Detached men watch first, respond second. This gives you power, because emotional people lose leverage the moment they react. You gain leverage the moment you don't. 6. Build a life bigger than your emotions. Your emotions feel overwhelming when your life is empty. Purpose shrinks problems. Direction shrinks insecurity. Mission shrinks emotional chaos. When your day is filled with training, work, goals, discipline, learning, building, improving yourself, meaningful structure, you don't have time to be consumed by every feeling. A man with a mission doesn't get swallowed by emotions. His purpose keeps him anchored. 7. Let go when it's time. Without drama, attachment makes you cling. Detachment gives you clarity. Sometimes the strongest move isn't fighting harder. It's walking away with silence and dignity. Detached men don't beg, chase, over-explain, cling to what's breaking. Try to force connection, try to repair disrespect. They move on cleanly, not out of bitterness, but out of respect for themselves. 8. Feel everything. But choose what deserves power. You don't build detachment by ignoring emotions. You build it by filtering them. You ask yourself, is this emotion useful? Does this deserve a reaction? Is this coming from truth or insecurity? Will this matter in 24 hours? Does this align with who I want to be? If the answer is no, you let it pass. If the answer is yes, you act with intention. That's real emotional detachment, feeling deeply, responding wisely, and never letting emotion outrank your self-respect. If there's one thing to take from this video, it's this. Your emotions are real, but they are not your master. Most men stay stuck, weak, reactive, and easily manipulated because they never learn how to separate what they feel from how they act. The moment you build emotional detachment is the moment your entire life shifts. You stop chasing people who aren't choosing you. You stop reacting to every setback. You stop drowning in overthinking. You stop letting rejection define you. You stop giving power to things that don't deserve it. And you start moving like a man who cannot be shaken. That's what emotional detachment gives you. Clarity, control, and a sense of inner strength most men never experience. If this video hit you, don't just nod and move on. Do something with it. Drop a comment telling me the one emotion you refuse to let control you anymore. Hit the like button so this message reaches more men who need this shift. And subscribe if you're serious about becoming a calmer, stronger, more grounded man who leads his life with discipline and purpose. This is Relentless Man. Control your inner world, master your reactions, and as always, rise above the emotions that used to run your life.